Hi everyone, welcome back to David Echo to Hobbies. Today I want to talk about farmers and the Labour conference in Wales. Now, I don't know about you, I support our farmers. I think they do an absolutely fantastic job in very difficult conditions, all hours of the day and night, and to feed the nation. And what Sir Keir Starmer did was go to Wales, have a conference, and he did not mention the Welsh farmers. These farmers have got their backs against the wall, they're feeding us, and Sir Keir Starmer, the plonker, couldn't even mention them. He couldn't even speak to them. He is a bloody muppet, to say the least. I don't like the bloke. I'll make it quite clear. I cannot stand him. I think he's an absolute moron of a person. But that's besides the point. I'm just going to play a little clip for you, for news article. All right, and it's just a clip. Listen to this.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer didn't even mention farmers during his speech then.
Disrespectful with so many people that have come here to air their frustrations, their problems. He had an opportunity to come out and address the crowd. You know, even if he was booed, he should have been man enough to come out here and talk to the people. You know, he's been voted in by people. He should listen to the people. And these are the people that are feeding them every day. It's so frustrating that he's run out the back door like a flipping rat.
And I could play more, but the point I want to make is, how do I put this? You can feel the frustration, you can feel the anger of these people, where people have voted him into Parliament, they voted the Labour Party in, and this is what happens. People think they're going to do the country good. I'm sorry, but you really got to wake up. It doesn't matter whether the Labour Party or the Conservative Party, they're just full of BS. And to be honest with you, you can't trust them, because it just goes to show, when they have a conference, they're more interested in their own self-ego, thanking people for voting them in. It's a lot of BS, isn't it? Does it make your blood boil? Because it certainly does mine. I've said it many times. I am fed up with the government because they're two-faced. They don't think about you, and they certainly don't think about me, and they certainly don't care about those poor farmers. And this is just the start. If the farmers don't get a fair hearing, there's going to be more. There's going to be other people that will take to the streets. Look what happened about those three girls that got murdered. All right, I'm not going to go into it, but people have had enough. So you can protest, okay? Some of the protesters were a bit OTT. And immigrants. What do they call this country? They call it the land of plenty. Why do they call it the land of plenty? Because they get this, they get that. They get given this, they're given that. They get a hotel or accommodation. They get food. They don't have to pay for the heating. They don't have to pay for the accommodation. They don't have to pay for transport. Everything's handed to them on a plate. And what do we have to do? We have to pay council tax. We have to pay for our diesel, petrol, car insurance, car tax, and tax after tax after tax after tax in this country. It is basically like Robin Hood days. Instead of rob from the rich to give to the poor, it is rob from the poor to give to the rich. These government people are absolute making a fortune. They are rich boys making an absolute killing at our expense. And everyone that votes for them wants to wake up and see what our government is really doing. They don't care about us. Don't you understand that? They don't care a frigging iota. And the sooner you lot wake up out there, the better it is. I'm not annoyed with you, I'm annoyed with our government. And I'm annoyed with people that vote for them and don't realise how stupid this government is, or other governments are. I've thought this for years. They don't have our interest one little bit. And it just goes to prove a point where these Welsh farmers, they've come from all over the country, right, to protest, and he doesn't even give them the time of day. Do you think that's wrong? I do. How does that make you feel? What do you think about our Sir Keir Starmer as the Prime Minister of the UK? Bear with me for a second. Sorry about that. Right, where was I? The state of the country, what Labour Party is doing to it, and yeah, I feel that we're almost in a state of anarchy. Why do I think that? Is because no one trusts government. They're in it for themselves, making millions of pounds while they're in government. I mean, look at Boris Johnson. He's made about £8 million, was it? Richie Sunak, he's made millions. Sir Keir Starmer, he's not far off of making £1 million. It's all started when they're an MP. What is going on? So I've got a doggy in the room with me, so forgive me. But it gets to a point where you think, do we trust them? No. Excuse my stomach as well, talking to me tonight. But I don't know about you, but I feel that, how do I put it into words? We've lost all faith in government, is one of the things I'd say. But I do feel that I'm just a normal person trying to earn a living, and finding it hard. And I'll tell you a little bit something about me. I used to work for a Warsaw tipper company or haulage company, and they used to pay me £11.50 an hour. First job I got after coming off the dole, Universal Credits, and that was another story. So I was grateful for that. But what I don't like is these companies can afford to pay you more. But if you haven't seen my video about why they got control over people, but I want to address something about energy prices, which I feel is very important, and that is the government has direct control of energy prices. So energy prices in the UK are the highest in the world. It is because the government has control and sets through Ofgem the price that regulators can charge. But I don't know if you know that there is a carbon tax. So this is why they've phased out fossil fuels. But look at Drax Power Station, yeah? Look who owns that company. It's the Drax Group. But there's a bit more to it than that. It's a bit one name it's owned by the majority shareholder. It shows you a breakdown of the shares, and you think to yourself, well, that's only 20%. Who owns the rest of it? And it's used to be N-Power, National Power. And you think National Power, is that a British company? No, it's bloody not. It's Eon that bought out N-Power. So Eon is the owner of it. Who owns Eon? Who are the shareholders? Who are the investors in the shares? Follow the money. There's an old saying, follow the money, and then you find out. Like the water companies, follow the paper trail, find out who owns it. And then you find out that our governments have sold these businesses off. The water companies were state owned. The electricity companies were state owned. The railways were state owned. Manufacturing was state owned. The coal industry. And what's happened? It's all gone. We've got virtually no manufacturing in this country at all. It's all IT or software based. And you think to yourself, we was once a very, very good country, a very prosperous country, and we was run by governments that cared about the people. As far as I was aware, I might be wrong, but the point I'm trying to make to you is that British quality used to be known throughout the world, and like Sheffield steel used to be, excuse my stomach, used to be well known throughout the world for quality. And then look at the coal industry as an example. What happened? The Labour Party closed more pits, and I found out this by one of my viewers made a comment. It said the Labour Party have actually closed more pits than the Conservative. I didn't know that. And it turns out both the Labour and the Conservative have closed pits. And they're both as guilty as each other. So we're trying to get away from carbon emissions. And what do? They say Drax uses renewable energy sources. So what they're doing is they're buying in wood to power the power stations. So when you burn something, it gives off carbon dioxide as a byproduct. It produces hot water to keep the turbines cool. It basically recirculates the water. The hot water is to cool the generators down. So basically, power plants are very uneconomical, and they've got all that wasted heat. So they could literally turn that wasted heat into energy as a heat converter, but they don't. They just cool it down with water, wasting energy. And this is so a fundamental flaw in the design. It is a terrible design. And you think to yourself, what a waste of energy and resources, because they're not designed. All they're designed is to produce electricity, not to be economical, not to be sustainable. No wonder the earth is like it is. I'm not a greedy person. I'm just stating a fact. And you think to yourself, all because our governments. This is what it boils down to. Governments are totally and utterly incompetent. They don't care. They don't even think about the farmers. They're not interested in whether you are in dire straits. They might say it, but they don't do it. So I'll tell you now, all they do is talk the talk, and they don't care about what we do, because all they're interested in is making money for themselves. They might say they're in Parliament for the people, but Just like I wrote to my MP. He's replied to that. He's going to table a question in Parliament, right? But I feel that, yeah, they're doing their job in that respect, but they can earn thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pounds to line their own pocket. So if they're being paid by the British people, they should be doing work for us. But the way it's set up is so wrong, so crooked, and you think, not working, is it? So anyone that thinks government is a good thing, they've got the head screwed on the wrong way, I'll tell you now. Anyway, that's enough of me ranting and about this, that and the other. Let me know what you think. I'll be interested because obviously can be a very heated topic about our governments completely, utterly screwing things over, including us. It goes a long way back, doesn't it? And I'm 63 and I've been on this earth many, many years, and I've seen governments come, I've seen governments go. But I know one thing, this government is an absolute shambles. Let me know in the comments below what you think, what resonates with you, how this video makes you feel. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know. Because you have a right to voice your opinions just as like anyone else, just like me. And your opinions count because, it's our country. It's supposed to be a government working for us. Doesn't work, does it? They don't work for us. They work for themselves. And yeah, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up and share the video and subscribe to the channel for more information on videos like this, but a whole vast of different things. I don't just do talks about government, which would probably be very boring, won't get many viewers, but hey ho, that's what I like talking about, anything and everything. So thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you next video. Take care, bye for now.